We on? Yeah, is this thing on? Let's go. Yo, 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 yo,
You defy the god of war? You think they know what we're doing? Well, we're not here to sell cookies.
Hello, I'm SchollA, and I'm a gamer.
Hello, people. I'm Ace, and I'm also a gamer.
Nice. So, what's good, Ace? How was your new year? Matter of fact, welcome to Dose 12, the controlled substance.
Which one is this? Those 12?
Dose
Yo,
12.
I think they call that Dose, like Doje Gabbana. But yeah, man, my New Year's was great, man. I got chance to spend time with the family. Of course, since I live in Miami, there's a lot of gunshots going on, so you got to be
Oh,
extra careful. Yeah, it gets live. It gets live.
yo, so you
A lot
for
of cherry bombs too.
y'all battling Chicago for the number one murder spot.
Well, it never was a battle. We
And
all
there was about yeah.
we always had it, but I'm not proud of it though, man. I'm trying to move from here, man. I'm not running away. People know me, but I mean, just want a different lifestyle, man. But yeah, it's crazy down here though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But all people know is the beaches and stuff like that, but it's crazy. But in any case, let's talk about something more happy,
Yeah,
happiness. You know what I'm saying? Which is gaming, of course. So, how was your New Year's? How'd you spend it?
I ain't much of nothing. I just got, invited to a shindig at the last minute. Nobody showed up.
Okay.
There was some good food though.
Oh, really?
Um,
You got some curry goat? You got some oxtail? No, you got some
I
oxtail.
actually had some sauce that I don't think I've ever had before, and it was
The
pretty
secret
awesome.
sauce.
I don't even say that word, awesome. So
Yeah.
that just goes to show you where that was.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to try to duplicate that and put that in my food in the future. But yeah, it was cool. Um, so during the break, during this whole period in time, what you been rocking with, what's been controlling you?
What's been controlling me, man? Like a controlled substance. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start, and it's gonna throw people off. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally, this is not my type of game anyway. I don't usually rock out on these types of games for the simple fact that it controls a lot of people's lives, and it can control, well, not mine's, because I know how to control it. But
There's a lot of control in here.
yeah, it's a lot of controlled substance, right? Now, but I've been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO. Now, before people be like, oh, he one of those MMO nerds and all that craziness. Personally, I grew up on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my dad used to take me to the movies, and he put me through the first three, the original three, not the new ones for the youngest out here. I sound old, right? But yeah, he
Say what you know about the first three.
yeah, not on Blu-ray too. But I saw those movies, so it was cool. You call me what you want, nerd, whatever. But so I actually have an interest in it. So Star Wars: Old Republic, all it is just a Star Wars game that has story, but it's a very long game. So imagine just a regular story game, but that's really long. That's crazy long. They'll take you months to beat. Just like, well, a lot of games take a lot of people months to beat, but it got a lot of content basically. So I've been playing, trying to get through some of that. It's
So
fun though.
you playing it because you're a fan of Star Wars, or you playing it because it intrigues you?
I'm playing it because I'm paying for it.
Why are you paying for it?
Well, I was paying for it. You right? You right. You getting down to the bottom of it. Respect that. Um, no,
That is true.
yeah, yeah. No. I'm paying for it because I actually like the game a lot. I think it's a very well done game as far as the story and stuff like that, and the gameplay is very fun. It could be very competitive. It's almost like a fighting game, to be honest with you. Because you can play against other people, and basically you have a set of moves, just like in a fighting game, and they have moves and you have moves, so they can counter your moves. So let's just say I push the dude with the force, so I force push him, throw him across the room. Well, he has a move to jump like 30 feet to me and just slash me with his saber. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So and do what he do, and then wreck havoc. So they got all different types of like crazy powers and stuff that you can use to your advantage. But like I say, it really feels like a straight up fight game, and it's very competitive. I'm a competitive type dude when it comes to that gaming in general. So when you put me on the sticks, I want to be the best. So you know what I'm saying. It does take a lot of skill because you got to do certain things at certain times to kind of combat what they doing. So just for that simple fact that I'm loving the story and I like the competitive side of it, that's why I'm actually playing it. But like I say, I do have control. I actually recently stopped like altogether. I haven't been playing it for a couple of days now. For the
Mhm.
simple fact that I was grinding like last week. I was grinding to try to catch up because I was behind. But at a matter of fact, when I first started playing it, my cousin introduced me to it, and he was like, "Yo, this is hot, whatever, whatever." And this is like the least most likely dude that you would think that'll recommend a MMO just in general. Dreads, doing some things in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. We could rock together on it online, whatever. I played it for like 2 weeks. Highly addictive. Um, but I was like, nah, because my lifestyle, especially at that time, was not that. It wasn't playing games all the time. It was actually having a life, doing things or whatever. And I was like, nah, this is too much. So I just quit altogether for 2 years. Then I got back. I was like, okay, I'm kind of in the mood for it. I got some time on my hands because I got back from the Air Force or whatever. So let me try this. So I got back into it, kind of eased my way back in or whatever. So that's one of the games I've been playing. Um, Another game I've been playing is actually one I'm reviewing, which is the monster that is Assassin's Creed 4. Wow, that game threw me so off guard. Like I did not know the game was going to be that good. I do want y'all to check out the review once it come out. I'm actually working on it right now. I got the tab open and everything. Um, but yes, you're going to get a detailed reason why like the game is so good. But like, man, I didn't realize that Ubisoft was going to go in the direction that they went in, and they added so much detail into it. They made you. It's like back in the day when games used to have magic, it used to have that flair where you feel like what you seen on screen, it translates to you that is actually um like it gives you that feeling of believability. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like that what you're playing right there is its own world, and not necessarily that you in it, like you're literally in it or whatever, but it's its own thing. It's very believable with all the tricks that they do. So in Assassin's Creed, what they wanted to do was the whole pirate thing, as everybody know, the Black Flag, and I feel like they really pulled it off. They did a lot of things to make you really feel like these are pirates. I'm talking about from the people singing on the boat to, of course, the ship. What do pirates do? They drink a lot. They look for treasure. You know what I'm saying? They got dudes, you could go diving in the sea and stuff like that. You can or you fight other ships, other it don't matter who it is. I mean anybody could get it. But mostly it's the what's it called? The militaries, the Navy, the naval forces that you taking out. But dude, I'm talking about like when you really do get into battles, it's highly addictive. With
I wanted to ask, like, how is the immersion when you're playing basically as a ninja, but you're going through history
you,
such as pirates and stuff?
you
Like,
know,
how does that match? Because I think like
I know.
I just quickly picture like, let's say you a caveman,
Yeah,
or you dealing with you're around construction workers in 2014. It just
yeah,
it just looks like it'll be off.
yeah. It
So
looks it.
explain to me how does that work? How does that mesh?
Okay, so they was real clever with it. The main character that you playing, I don't want to give too much away, but basically he's out for his own. He had to get his own money. He a pirate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
For the majority of the game, he has a mentality that I want. I'm doing me. I have my reasons, but I'm just trying to get to that money. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I gotta do, whatever it is, whatever it takes, I'm just trying to get to the money. Very self-centered, very pirate-esque. So it's all about the character that they created that really made it work. Yes, he has the abilities that the other assassins had in older games, but it was just abilities, just skills that a person has. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the cause and what you fighting for.
So he's dressed the part. He just has the skills of the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because it really worked out. If you looking from the outside in and this is real, you be like, wow, this is really his destiny to do this. Because it's no way that this guy, I don't want to spoil nothing, but he wound up in the situation that he did, and he just so happened to have the skills needed for the job. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's just very coincidental on the series of events that was going on. But yes, they stepped their game up in almost every aspect. Voice acting, the story was a monster. Like it got emotional at the end. I didn't cry, I didn't shed no tears, so don't be, hit me up on Twitter or nothing like that. Yo, Ace, did you shed some tears? Nah, but it was emotional. It was um it actually made sense. It wasn't those like random thrown together stories or whatever like that. Oh, so yeah, you're just gonna meet up with this guy and I mean there's some top parts that's like, okay, where did that person come from? But it makes sense, if not sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Voice acting was very believable. Like they sound like how they don't even come off as like oh, a person just trying to sound like pirates. R. You know what I'm saying? No, they sound like okay, this is how pirates was, and it wasn't like OD. They never overdid it. You know what I'm saying? They never was like too piratey with it or whatever. They were people, but they just had a certain lifestyle that they lived that just pretty much just made them that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you view. And the character building in the game was amazing to me because I felt like that they spent more time on the side characters. Almost, as a matter of fact, almost spent as much time as they did on the side characters as they did the main character. That's how good it was. It felt very leveled. Yes, the main character, he got the most attention, but at the end of the day, the other characters, they were almost right there with him in the story. They wasn't just tacked on people just hopping in just for the sake of having people on the screen. You know what I'm saying? With him. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, I think that if I had to name three major things that I liked about the game, I would say hands down the naval combat was probably one of the best aspects. lot of people talk about it. You hear it a lot in the articles or the reviews and stuff like that, other people's reviews. But yes, what they're saying is true. Like firsthand, hands on. I played it. I seen other people play it. Got addicted to it. So yeah, it's because it has like a system where never mind the presentation is on point. Never mind the graphics is on point, and everything looks good and believable and nice. When it rains on the ship, you see the water, splash on the deck, and when you get more crew on your ship, you actually seeing the people on your ship growing and stuff like that. Never mind the presentation aspect, but just when it comes to like straight up upgrading your ship and getting your ship better and being able to take on like bigger ships, and because they all got like loot, they all got stuff that you want, what a pirate would want, rum, sugar, stuff that you could sell to further build your empire. So just to be able to see something in the beginning, not be able to take it out, just get demolished, and then come back later on. And it happens in a lot of games. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a new concept, but just the new gameplay mechanic that they introduced, which is the naval aspect, being able to go around in boats and stuff like that and fight each other. That's what really gave it that pop, that flair, to really be like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is hot. You know what I'm saying? This is something I could actually go back and play again just because of that. Real quick, I want to say the second thing is partly, like I said, the story. The story, I do like a story a lot. And of course, everything that comes along with it, the voice acting and all that. Then the third one I would say is the exploration. They did a really good job on just giving you this huge map and just filling it up with content. I'm talking about like they literally gave you so much variety. That's something that Assassin's Creed series missed a lot in the past games. So much that you can actually do and different gameplay mechanics that feels genuinely different rather than, okay, I assassinate this dude by going behind him and shanking him. But on this mission, they want me to go assassinate him from jumping from the top of a roof. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. It's more straight up. Okay, I'm a go fishing for some whales or some great whites or some bull sharks. I'm gonna go underwater and go find some treasure. I'm gonna go explore this temple that has puzzles and stuff like that to get some gold. I'm gonna go do some naval combat. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much stuff to do. It's crazy. So yeah, that's my take on Assassin's Creed, and that's pretty much what I've been playing. Past couple of weeks or whatever or whatnot. So all that said, what you been playing, dude?
I've been what have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing um GTA 5
Mm,
a lot. Online specifically, but also replaying all the missions that are in the main story as well.
right.
And online is uh it's pretty it's pretty aight. Like it's so much to do, and I think they're gonna add one of the things I'm really looking forward to is when they add the bank heist.
Hmm.
When they implement that, that's gonna be one of the probably my favorite mode. Just hitting a bank up. You don't like GTA, right? That's not really a priority.
Yes, I rather Red Dead. All right, give me Red Dead. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I respect GTA and I will play it. It's not like I won't play it, but it's not one of those go getters for me.
What I realized is that I went through last generation trying to, my dream is to form up a crew, a real crew, and we go online and wreak havoc. Um, and Tried it with Uncharted, didn't work. Tried it with Red Dead, didn't work. Tried it with
Now, we had a little posse going on. Yeah.
it was kind of bootleg. It was
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I
it
was.
was probably the closest to what we had, what I was trying to get, but it was nowhere near what I was trying to, the inconsistencies of
Yeah, just people getting on.
people getting on or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I think actually Uncharted might have been because when I was meeting some people online, uh, Uncharted became almost like a routine, everyday thing. But it's something was still missing. Maybe it was the features or whatever. But in any case, with GTA 5, my thing was like, yo, form a crew, a real crew, and we just hit these banks up. And it's funny you mentioned Red Dead because, like Red Dead, I love the randomness of online. Like anything can go down at any time. And actually, there's a mode I just ran into. It was pretty good. It's dealing with rally racing, and I hate racing in general. I think Red Dead's horse race actually got me into like, oh, racing could be fun.
Yeah.
But I generally avoid racing. But this rally race is very interesting because you have the driver. I don't know if you're familiar with real rally racing, but you have the driver and you have the passenger. The driver does not know where he's going. The passenger has to tell him where to go. And I actually even know how it really works in real life because you can see. But in GTA, what happens is you know how you're going through the arrows and
But yeah, like I mean, in real life, it could be that they really, they can see, but they don't know where they're going. So the person, it's almost like a person with a GPS on in the passenger seat, trying to tell you where to go while you driving.
But who said because this is how I'm picturing it. It's a race. You have these checkpoints,
Right.
and you're going. You got to get to the end. How do they inform the passenger where the checkpoints are without him seeing it? Because usually it's marked off by a flag, or a some type of indicator
Personally,
to show you where to go.
Personally, what I would do if I was a developer in that position, I would just like let the passenger have a map in his hand and like fiddle faddling with it. You know what I'm saying? Like some type of wild goose chase, wild west having, situation. That's what I got pictured in my mind. Like some dude just going crazy on the horses, rah rah, and then somebody in the passenger with the map. The map is all fumbling all over the place, about to fly out his hand and stuff like that. And he trying to, hey, no, go. He telling him go left, and oh no, I meant right. And
Right.
then the carriage almost about to flip and stuff like that. That's what I would do. I would.
Now in GTA, it gives you that feeling. That's why it's so fun. And I saw the immense potential of that mode because I did it one-on-one. It's me and my partner versus another dude and his partner. So it's basically, my team against another team, one-on-one type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we all in the same car. But I was like, imagine if it was 16 people doing this. And it's literally that, like left, right. Now, I think the mode, the way it's supposed to work is we're supposed to have mics, and you're supposed to go left, right.
Yeah.
But in the case of somebody not having a mic, they give you these indicators.
Grown man don't even got a mic.
Grown man got a mic. So you could I guess you press left or right or whatever on the D-pad.
Yeah.
And then the arrow comes up. But you flying, you doing 120, and he goes left.
Yeah.
He gets the indicator. You gotta. That joint is crazy.
Yeah.
Mad fun. So I like messing with that joint. But the randomness of it, beautiful. So I'm chilling. We just finished a mission. Me and a couple of my dudes. We pull up to the curb.
All right.
We chilling. And I think my car, like the way they implement it is like if your car gets destroyed, they take it. You could call it's called More Insurance. You call an insurance joint, you make a claim, and then they have your car, or if you leave it in the street, they tow it, and you gotta pick it up at the tow, or you could steal it back. You could jump in, steal a car, and try to get out. Of course, you're gonna have a wanted level. But on this particular time, I don't know if I got my tires shot out. We was messing with another crew, and they shot my tires up, and we just got away and pulled up. I forgot how it happened, but in any case, something, I don't know if it was by accident or whatever, but I took a swing. Like, I guess I was, you know how sometimes you stand around with your avatars, and you like, yo, I should snuff them. You know, you just read that or whatever.
Yeah, we see.
So I think I tried to snuff. I think I tried to snuff the dude or whatever the case, and I hit the car, and it looked like I could interact with the car. So I was like, yo, oh, that's what it was. I went to swing, and I wound up kicking the car, and it put a dent in my car. So I was like, yo. So we just all started kicking the car.
Oh, wow.
We all kicking the car, and the
So
car
instead of fighting each other, how y'all was supposed to do,
that's like you're supposed to do. It's like we turned our attention to the car, to hang out on the car. So I'm like, yo, you could actually break your car down. You know how dudes be going in the junkyard and they just kicking the car, breaking the the hood, everything. So we doing that, breaking the car. So here, my crazy creative self, I'm thinking, what else could I do? So I was like, they probably ain't go this far with it. I was like, I want to get on the roof and stomp the top of the roof in, right? I get on that roof. Tell me why you can stomp the top of the roof. So I'm stomping the roof. They kicking the side. I'm shooting the tire wheel. I jump back down. I shoot the tire wheels out. I'm thinking of all these things I could do. Then the dude took out a bat.
Right.
He takes the bat out. He starts hitting the car.
Classic.
So we keep going. Knives, scratching the car up. All this crazy stuff. And I'm like, yo, they put all this detail in the game. That's crazy. So it's a phenomenal time I have when I play that. And I've been leveling up. I got into sort of a routine with one of my guys, and I've just been playing that heavy. Also been playing Uncharted 3. What made me get back into that was they had put an update where they put this playlist in that seemed interesting. So I was like, I want to check this out. I ain't playing Uncharted 3 in a while. Let's see what's going on. But in the midst of that, I don't know where I was, under a rock or whatever, but apparently
they took down the service.
No. Apparently Naughty Dog allowed everybody. I don't know if you remember. I think you probably might have been enforced when they did this, I'm sure. But a while back, they released Uncharted 3 multiplayer free to play. So anybody, you didn't have to buy the single player. You can just download the multiplayer and play for free. That was a while back. I knew that. What I didn't know is a few months after that, they allow all the DLC to be free too, to celebrate their 2-year anniversary.
Right.
So all the maps, all those new maps, all those things that came out, not every single thing, but like basically all of the maps came out for free. So I was like,
for a limited time, or they just gave it? Okay.
Forever. So I was like, oh shoot, word. And they got all these maps. My man was telling me, he's like, yo, you go into the water. Because that was actually one of my dream maps. I was like, why don't you try to make a map where you could like jump in the water? Somebody shooting at you, just duck under the water or whatever. Or you could creep. You could swim and just creep up on somebody and choke them up and throw them in the water or whatever, right? So I'm having all these visions of grandeur as far as Uncharted 3 multiplayer is concerned.
Right.
Lo and behold, they make a couple of water maps. So I'm like, oh, I gotta see what's up. So I download that, got in that. Funny enough, I didn't try out all the maps a lot because you can't control. I mean, at first, you know how you can create your own. I guess, you can go in a map and create your own map by yourself. You don't have to go in with the community. So
Okay.
I could pick a map and I could just run around either by myself, or I could have eight of my, or however many the cap is, eight of my friends. We
Right.
all jump in, but you know you don't level up, you don't get no money. It's just for the, I guess, the purity of fun.
Yeah.
But in any case, I tested some of those maps, but I didn't go through all of them. But in any case, when you're playing online with other people, you can't control the maps that you're on. So a
Okay.
lot of them I didn't get to see live with other people. But the ones that I did was cool. I was trying to get some people to get back in Uncharted 3 with me.
Mm-hmm.
We played a little bit, so that was cool. Played that. I actually played some single player too. Just wanted to see a couple of maps and see how, you know, what I remember, whatever. I'm probably gonna actually play the game single player all over again at some
Yeah.
point.
That's one game I need to get back to and beat.
Hilarious. So I was playing that.
Right.
What else I was playing? I think I dabbled real quick in Splinter Cell. I think Splinter Cell and GTA 5 will be my go-to games
For a while.
for a while. Yeah, dude.
Till the Division comes out, right?
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. Certain board, about to call it a board. Certain level or map when in the campaign when you're playing, it reminds you of that scene in the Division from the trailer, the snowy board, or the,
Right.
you know. So I was like, oh, I see where the inspiration came from. They was
Yeah.
early with this.
Yeah.
Even the way the cars are situated, like all broken down and like
Chaotic.
lined up like that. It was I was like, okay, I see where y'all going with, and it felt real good. So I was like, I could only imagine how much tweaking and how much a step up the Division is going to be. So I was playing that, and the co-op was phenomenal. Like,
Okay.
it's what makes co-op phenomenal, other than just the sheer way they did it and set it up in terms of uh, the gameplay and also the animations and the map itself, is the randomness of how you can attack the map, going in stealth, going in loud, combination, your weapons, how you use it. You can come in with the 9, you can come in with the Uzi, you come in with that. You can throw a smoke bomb, run in there. It's just so many ways you could go about it, the same thing. So I love that.
Yeah.
And I love the wave map too, where you got to fight off a lot of people, because we literally set a bombshell. Like we'll run to a certain spot and I'll just lay down bombs all in the entrances.
Mm.
Boom. So we camp out right in the middle, and we have all these bombs around us. So anytime they come through, boom. Not only are we taking out enemies, but we recognize that the threat is near. So
Right.
it does so many things, and it's beautiful fun. So playing that, and also I've been playing my PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
You got one?
Got one. I'm officially next gen.
Oh, so you part of the team now.
Part of the team. Yeah, GameStop finally hit me up talking about, yo, come and get your joint. It's here, because you know I explained about that debacle I had earlier with my pre-order.
Right. Did they throw in
So-
a free game too?
It's GameStop. So what you think?
Yeah.
So they were kind enough to at least call me and say, look, there's some going to be available. Better come through though, because it's probably only going to last like a half an hour. And you can't pick. It wasn't physical. I couldn't go to the store and pick up my joint. It was like online in a warehouse somewhere. So you had to go there.
You gotta go to the warehouse?
I had to
Through the bushes?
I had to
Climb
go
the
to
fence?
Now I could tell things about GameStop's operations. Now I had to go to a store, a regular store, and then order it online, and they order it for me. It's like you
Right.
couldn't go online. It was a deep, covert operation where it's not in the store, and you can't order it online yourself. You had to go to the store and have them order it online for you.
Mm.
It was crazy. But in any
Wow.
case, it came like within a week. I was playing around with the thing. I'm really loving the multitasking. I think that's going to be a huge, huge feature And what I love too, I thought I had to start all over with the PS4. I didn't know that everything carried over. So
What do you
I
mean?
didn't have to do a
Backwards
darn thing
compatibility?
as far as friends, like I thought I
Oh,
had to hit all my friends back up, like, yo, I'm on a PS4, this is my joint or whatever, because I was ready to change my name and everything. Well, not change my name, but change the way it's spelled.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, not change the way it's spelled, but change the way it look. Because I have it all lowercase, and I wanted to like uppercase some joints and play with it artistically.
Can you, if you wanted to?
It's like it's don't no. I want to say no at this point. I think your ID follows you forever.
Wow.
So when the PS 99 comes out, you
Yeah,
still
I'm gonna be forever be Tactical Ace 89.
Now, what you can do is change your sub. I think you can change how people see you.
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember me talking about this a while ago. One of my dream features was this, right? Because I realized you playing your PS3 or your Xbox or whatever,
Yeah.
and you have friends, but some of these friends are your real world friends, and some of these friends are virtual friends that you met online or whatever the case,
Mhm.
right? Over time, though, you could get confused on how you met these people.
Yeah.
They are,
How
right?
you gonna forget who you know in real life? That's hilarious.
No, check it, right? Because real life people. All right, I'll do the virtual people first, which is the more obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
You meet Johnny Black
Oh yeah.
89
That's gonna
online, right?
happen.
On Uncharted, and then he don't get on. Maybe he's off for a month or whatever. He gets back on.
Mhm.
You don't know where the heck
Yeah,
you
yeah,
knew,
yeah. Who's this guy?
whatever, right?
All right.
So I was suggesting, and I think I think it was E3. I think your man, one of them was, I forgot his name at the moment, but he was talking about, yo, trying to age your ID, or have a sub ID where people you can kind of uh know who the heck you talking to.
Kind of like tagging them.
Right. It's like, so yeah, I could be like, oh, such as John Black 89 from Uncharted 3. Or um and this is in the case of my real world friends, right? I know my real world friends' name, but of course when we live in virtual land, they're gonna make up all kinds of names.
Yeah,
Pink
yeah.
Panther, Pink Panther,
Joker.
38. Yeah, right? So I know you by Jonathan, not Pink Panther 89.
Mhm.
So I might not know that's you. I'm gonna like, yo, Pink Panther 89. Pink Panther 89. Who's Pink Panther 89?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jonathan. So if I could put Jonathan in parentheses,
Right.
thing, what have you, that'll help me remember who the heck that is.
Says yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was the issue. So on the PS4,
Or we could all just put real names.
right? Which nobody gonna do that, or
Yeah.
it won't be 100% proof. And this, but the other problem I saw is like, let's say I change my name. I did a whole article about this too. It was real intricate. If I change my name, I think that was the other issues. Like, why we can't just change our name at will? I don't understand why I can't just
On
wake up
Steam,
tomorrow, be whatever I want to be. And I was like, I know it could get.
Nah, it's
I
confusing.
don't know
It
why
is
they right. I
confusing.
don't know why they do it, but I know it could get. I know why. I walked it all the way through, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be crazy. Because if one day I'm breakfast 228, next day I'm black man.
Yo, some people even go as
999.
far as is naming themselves after the game they playing. Mass Effect playing Mass Effect. I mean, like what?
Right.
And you
So
know,
it
you have no
becomes
idea.
zoo.
The only indication on who it is the picture. And sometimes they got a generic picture or no picture. So
Right,
it's
right.
like, what?
So I was thinking that could become a zoo.
And that could be your boy. That could be your best
It
friend.
could be.
So you can't delete him.
And some people love that. They're gonna use that. Oh, they're gonna take
Yeah,
advantage. They're gonna
control you.
troll to the death.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being a zoo, and maybe that's why they do it.
Yeah.
But I know definitely I was like, that's not gonna work. So I'm trying to find a system that will work. And I think that's the best way to have a sub. You create it though. So not you, Ace, changing your name per se,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
me being able to give me an indicator on how I know you
Yeah.
for my own personal awareness.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So on PS4, you can change your name on how you want people to see you. Um, and they give you the option. I think they even suggest your real name, but I was like, a lot of people don't know my real name,
Right.
or whatever. So I might have to just still rock out with SchollA.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to figure it out, but I like that the option is there. So you can't change your internal name that you have that sticks with you for life, but I
Right.
think you can change the way people see you, or you can add like little sub things to help you. Now they also have things where I can see your playlist. I mean
Right.
your what you call your friends list.
Mhm.
There's an option. So maybe there's a friend that we might have a mutual thing with or whatever, or I might or just want to check out your friends list. I can have access to it, but you can also turn it off so nobody can have access like it is now.
Yeah.
Um, so they got a little cool stuff in there, and you can multitask. You could be playing your game, come out, get on the net, come back, your game's right back where you left it. It's cool. So I'm really appreciating the features. And on the subject of what I've been playing, I copped that Madden.
Mm.
So I was interested to see what kind of Madden I'm gonna get.
It's funny how how just like it's a universal thing that when you say Madden, you got to say that Madden. Like that's just a universal thing that everybody do. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I'm about to play that Madden. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that
Yeah,
Madden.
yeah. I'm about to cop that Madden. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to cop Madden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
That's just even from when I was little, dog. That's
yeah.
just the
That's
thing.
funny. Yeah, that's how culturally embedded it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the game is cool. I haven't played it enough because you know how I do. I do my rosters up before I really dig deep into the game. But
Right.
I dabble real quick just to see how it played and looked.
Mhm.
I'm not seeing anything that's quote unquote next gen or um because they they promoted like True Step. You really take 1-to-1 steps, no more choppy. I mean, no more magically just turning around. You literally have to plant, turn, and do all these things. I'm pretty, it's probably in there. I just when you play it as is, it feels like Madden as you know it, um,
Mhm.
in motion. I was expecting like, oh, this is
Next.
and I didn't expect too much going in because I noticed they basically ported this Madden with the PS3 Madden and whatever the case is.
Yeah, like that
So I
going.
didn't I didn't have my expectation up too high, but some of the stuff they was promoting, I was excited for. But I don't know if they nailed it as far as that. It basically plays like the graphic is not even leaps and bounds. You can detail like skin and all that, and it looks good.
Mhm.
And I haven't played Madden 25 for the PS3, um, but from what I last remember, which is maybe a year ago, if I would have did a side by side, I'd be like, oh shoot, you could really appreciate it. Or
Right.
people that's playing PS3 the PS3 version every day probably could be like, oh, this is crazy. But I didn't feel the crazy. I know it could get better, and I'm hoping it does.
Mhm.
But for right now, it's a football game. It do what it do. I kind of liked it. I liked the last one I played, so
Right.
I'm hoping this one is just a tad better.
Mhm.
Um, they even feature wise, I was disappointed by the fact that they didn't have certain features in it. They still didn't even have defensive assignments where you could take your corner and man them up with their best receiver.
Mhm.
I'm like, why is this not? We're in next gen, aren't we? But little stuff like that was just bothering me. But I'll get into the nooks and crannies of Madden 25. I'll probably even review it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
so before we get into this topic, is there anything you want to talk about?
Well,
And yeah, go ahead.
I just I don't know. I just want to briefly talk about like what do you feel like why do you feel like developers are not showing gameplay for a lot of the games that's going on? Like You seen the order, but you didn't really seen any gameplay. Like I'm talking about straight up somebody
Right, right,
playing the
right,
game,
right,
walking
right,
around,
right,
stuff like that.
right, right, right.
You seen Quantum Break, but you didn't really see no gameplay. Same thing with The Witcher. Same thing with. I think the only game that I've really seen that was like really next gen that was gameplay that hasn't came out was Watch Dogs. That's
Mhm,
about it.
mhm.
That's about it. I mean, everything else
Oh,
is just like
and
straight up.
Infamous.
Yeah, Well, did they show gameplay
Yeah,
on Infamous?
yeah.
Like
They showed
somebody
it.
running around
Yeah,
with the dude
yeah. Mhm.
and wrecking havoc? I need to
Yeah.
see that video. It
Oh,
was
you ain't
hot.
see it? It was alright. It was alright. It's
I like Infamous.
yeah. You'll probably enjoy it. It's long too.
Oh,
They
okay.
they they do a lot of. They show you his smoke powers and all the stuff he could do, and yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty lengthy. If I find a link, I'll send it to you. But it's you type it, it'll probably come up right up.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. But yeah, the majority of the games they either just pop the name out or they haven't shown they talked about it, they shown a trailer but they don't show no gameplay. And what I'm thinking is like, why don't you go attack it?
oh,
Why
and MGS too.
Yeah, yeah, same thing with MG. Well, I think
They
which one
show
you talking
gameplay.
about?
They show gameplay for
Oh yeah, yeah,
Zeros.
yeah. You talking about Ground Zeroes,
Yeah,
and they showed gameplay of the other one, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's some games that they did show it, but I feel like the majority didn't show it. Like you only talking about like 2-3 games out of the 20,
Out
20
of the
games.
2-3 games.
No, there's a bunch of games and stuff like that. So I mean, to me, it's just it bothers me because it felt like this is the time that you need to be showing what people need to be looking forward to right out the gates. The next gen just came out. It's like, what's good? Like, what you got to show this next gen? Come on, baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to hide behind the trailer or hide behind or we're gonna go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of what we got to offer. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. To me, it's a bad move unless because it makes me worry. It makes me worry that we might not get that much quality for a while. It makes me feel like they are putting out okay games that might be acceptable. And this is going to lead into our main topic, which is our anticipated games. But as far as it kind of affects my anticipated games, put it like that. Based off of the moves that they're making right now. Because had I probably seen more gameplay on certain games, then they probably would have been on the list for most anticipated. But for some reason they just not doing it. And I just want to know how you feel. Like, are you okay with that? Are you okay with them just not putting out the gameplay and stuff like that? Do you feel optimistic about it, or is it something that you worry about?
Well, my take on it is this. Before I say what I'm gonna say, I would say that I think if we really think about it, that's gaming protocol. Like they always do this foolishness where they'll show you a snippet of something, then you gotta wait like months and months for any type of gameplay. So it actually may not be as out of the ordinary as we may think.
But I'm
But
talking
I
about
will.
in reference to a launch, though. You talking about just on a regular basis when it's already kicked in. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. That's how they move.
You talking about for launch titles?
Yeah, not only launch titles, but in the wake of a launch. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole time period, from the launch to like middle of this year or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Well,
know.
I think it kind of works the same because you have these developers doing these games and they probably know where they're ready, but at the same time they can't. You just pay a hefty penny for your console, and you want to know why you want it to be justified. So
Yeah,
they're gonna tease you with what they're gonna hold you over with all this random stuff. Like, look at this. It's like a little kid
yeah,
that's antsy. He's like, oh, he about to do something mischievous if we don't get his attention.
Mhm.
about to throw something. So you be like, look at me. So
Mhm.
you just distract them with all this random stuff so they could just be happy at the moment. Like, all right, I don't got to think about the end goal,
Yeah, pretty much
which
feeding
is
them the
I want,
garbage.
I want this. And so you just be like, no, look at me, play with mommy or whatever, right? Keep them busy. So I think it's protocol. Like, we just gonna throw this commercial at you. Ooh, look at all these cool games about to come out. Then they'll show you a trailer, maybe if you even get that. You might just get a logo,
Mhm.
or simply it's coming type thing.
But how do
But
you?
whatever they do, they don't want to leave that blank.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's either you want to go through a dark period where there's nothing going on. They ain't even saying what they making, and they just come out. And when they come out full blast,
yeah,
or they just tease you all along the way and give you treats until you get to the real dinner. So
mm,
I guess it's a matter of preference. I mean, me personally, I wrote an article about the order.
mhm,
I'm excited about this game now. The more they show, the more I'm like, yo, this game look like it'd be special.
yeah,
The only thing, and I said this in the article, the only thing that I need that's gonna put me over the top is gameplay.
yeah,
That's the only thing they really missing right now. Their setup is beautiful, the storyline, the timeline, everything sounds right. I
yeah,
just need to see if the gameplay is gonna match.
yeah,
Um, and so I do. I do. Everybody wants to see gameplay. I think in the heart of hearts of games, that's really because that's the real product. All that other stuff is glitz and glamour and smoke and mirrors.
mhm,
They could show you a CG trailer all they want to, but at the
yeah.
end of the day,
What am I playing?
right? What is it gonna look like when it's in my living room or
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bedroom or wherever I play at? How is this game gonna look? So that's the bottom line. So yeah, I would love to see gameplay of all these games, especially the games that I am seeing ain't blowing me away from a next gen. What I expect from a next gen quote unquote title.
mhm,
So, and that's just segues into what you're talking about, which is I think developers might be either not ready to show their games, they're scared because the all these dudes that's coming out around launch and right around launch, their disclaimer is, hey, we still catering to PS3, Xbox 360. You know, this is launch title, so don't expect, you know, heaven to open up when this
mhm,
game drop. You're gonna get a step up, yes, but it ain't gonna be groundbreaking. It ain't
yeah,
gonna change your world. So they could live off of that. Anything after that, whoever's that first developer to come out and say, "Yo, this is the reason why you got a next gen console," they gotta come correct. And I think maybe nobody wants to step out of the shadows and do that.
yeah.
Um, so I don't
But
know. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that this is the problem that I'm having, and this is why I brought it up. Problem that I'm having is when they do this, and then they ask you to not even pre-order the game. They ask you to buy DLC or pre-order DLC before the game doesn't even come out, and you haven't even shown gameplay, and you talking about some DLC right now. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I take offense to that. Hey, what's Sony at? You know what I'm saying? What Microsoft at? You know what I'm saying? So you got that going on, and then you got developers. They like to say, "Oh, next gen is going to be so nice. Oh man, I love the hardware. There's so much you can do with it, and the next gen is going to be amazing. It's capable of so much things. You could do this, and that." But they don't show us nothing. Okay, show us this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about right now? I mean, at the end of the day, how you gonna hype it up to be something that is non-existent right now? Like, I don't know. Personally, I would say Killzone Shadowfall. It's a. I don't even know how to describe it, because if I say decent, people gonna get on me. But if I say good, I'm not really feeling that, because I feel like personally Killzone Shadowfall is Battlefield 3 on the PC.
Mm.
That's what it looks like to me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So graphically, I'm not too impressed. Like I said, Assassin's Creed, I was feeling that a lot. It gave me the hope that I needed because what I seen from Killzone Shadowfall, I wasn't really feeling. But Assassin's Creed is doing some things on screen all at the same time. It makes you feel like, how is this even possible right now? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's mind blowing, man. I mean, I mentioned in the article, I mean, in my review, that it feels like you playing the sequel to the Perfect Storm movie. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets to the point where like when it's a storm going on, they got these things called cyclones, which is basically tornadoes in the ocean. Got all types of those, like all a whole bunch of those going on in the background. And then you got these crazy waves. I'm talking about 50, 75 feet high waves, dog. You going up over, you trying to fight it, you trying to go with it, trying to go with the wave, and then you might hit it, not really make it. So it'll kill a lot of your crew. So I mean, it's just crazy, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of things that could go on, and it's not like a whole bunch of explosions going on. It's not like it's a whole bunch of gunshots going on, but it's still crazy. It got the same effect. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think Assassin's Creed, it gave a little bit of light to the next gen and what to look forward to. And just
Okay.
having that experience.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that too because I feel like I want to go around and ask all these people that's playing on the next gen console right now. And in your case, since you're playing on the PC, pretty much got the next gen version.
Yeah.
So what are and you answered it. I mean, I guess we could talk on another thing about it,
Mhm.
but um, I was just curious to know. My MO was to find out if there's anything that that game is doing that you hadn't gotten in the previous gen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right,
Definitely.
all right,
Without a
cool.
doubt.
So I guess off to the topic.
Right.
This is a new year, so with new year there's new games. So I think it's only right that I talk about what games that we most looking forward to. Our most anticipated games 14.
Mhm.
So I think the way we should do it, talk about all of the games that you pretty much are have your eye on or looking at or interested in, and then you out of those out of that pile, you tell me which one is the one that stands out the most, the one that you like, yo, if I don't get no other game, I'm getting this game.
Right. And it's all this year, right? To
Oh,
2014?
yeah, of this year.
Okay. All right. So you want me to go first or you gonna rock it out?
You can rock out.
All right, all right. So this is in no particular order. I just like to just state my games, no pun, because the order is on this list.
The order.
But yeah, this is no particular order. I'm just gonna just throw some names out there and see if it catch on to some people. But my first one is Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3 is a game that I feel like can top Skyrim.
Mm, that's
Hands
big
down.
talk. If you know this guy right here, you know that's big talk.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah. Coming from a guy who made a YouTube channel for
right.
Skyrim.
For Sky.
No fun. Nah, but
Rumors
at
is
the
the
at the
best
end
game
of the
ever made.
day, what it really comes down to is they going at the necks of the makers of Skyrim. They going at the necks of them because they doing some things in this game. They all right. For one, they going open world, right? They going open world. They got this thing going on where you go wherever you want. Of course, they're going to throw out there, oh yeah, our game is bigger than Skyrim. They're already going to throw that on the books, which is welcome. Because I feel like
You're
gamers need to
welcome. You're welcome.
get, yeah. But they are doing some unique things though. For one, the game is going to be long and packed with content. Packed with content. I'm talking about sardine, you know, can of content.
Clams in the bucket packs.
Yes, dog.
Turtles,
Rick
turtles.
Ross, 10-piece wings from Wingstop, packed. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I mean, I think if they doing what they saying they're gonna do, it's going to make the open world scene feel it's going to feel it's not going to feel empty. Basically, you know what I'm saying? It's going to feel full and organic. Like, so when you're going through the game, you're going to always have something to do. It's always something going on, and
You
not
think
to
they're going?
mention the graphics.
Do you think they're gonna deliver on that? Because a lot of you people be talking that talk.
No, no,
Even
no, no.
last gen, they used to
That's the
try to say
thing, though.
that.
All right, that's the thing. Remember, this is part 3, so 1 and 2 came out already, so we have a little bit of basis on what they do.
Yeah.
I haven't played 1. I'm actually planning on playing that soon. 1 and 2, because I haven't played 1 at all. And I played a little bit of 2, but from what I played of 2, it's rich. It's a very, very rich experience. It's actually up there with the top games out there. Matter of fact, they remind me of the underdog in the industry. This studio, CD Projekt Red. They remind me of the underdog in the industry, where they putting out top-notch content, but nobody really know who they are. They kind of like mysterious, because they didn't really put a lot of heavy hitters out, and the ones that they did put out was like, yeah, that was a good game, but you know what I'm saying?
Audio.
Yeah, that's the feeling that I'm getting right now from people that just know about these dudes. So I think this will be the game that makes people take them serious. That make people say, okay, these people are on the levels of the BioWares and the Bethesdas out there. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to RPGs, they holding it down. You know what I'm saying? They might even, like I say, if they do better than Skyrim, yes, they will top it. So what they doing that's unique about it, about the whole open world scene, is some open world games they sacrifice the cutscenes and they sacrifice the story and stuff like that. Where they're finding ways of adding in cutscenes and story and rich dialogue and content, all while having an open world. I don't know how they doing it, and I don't know if it's gonna. According to them, they pulling it off. Like, they laughing at other people's games right now because they saying that their game is it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm waiting for that too. An open world game with the quality of a single player linear game.
yes, that's what they aiming for. Never mind that they got boats like assassins. Never mind that they got destructibility from Battlefield type vibe. You know what I'm saying? You know how destruction is in there. Yes, they bringing that in that game. So, but it's the type of game it is. It's Skyrim type game. You know what I'm saying? Swords, magic, and stuff like that. So if you think about destruction or how you can really play on that in that type of world, the game changes. You know what I'm saying? You could pull a tree out of the ground and have its roots and throw it at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or do something crazy. Break the glass and lift up the glass with telekinesis and throw it at them or whatever. So you do some crazy stuff with it. But it's just they got this thing called Monster Hunting 2, which is basically this dude. That's what he do for a living. That's what he born and raised for. That's what he bred for. Is to kill monsters or whatever. That's what he specializes in. So you'll sometimes hear, like, you'll go to the town or whatever, and somebody say, my son has been missing or something like that. And then you go to try to investigate, you use your senses, you smell. I don't know how they're going to show somebody smelling something in the video game. We're not smelling it as a
show smell. That's
yeah,
funny.
right. So but according to them, you're going to smell, you're going to be able to track the tracks, the footprints or claw prints or whatever it is, or the beast that's out there. You're going to have to track it. And of course, they said it's different types of beasts. I think he even has a book that tells you about the different beasts of the land. It's like the bestiary or whatever. So you read up on it. You get some soak. You don't have to do all this, but you soak as much information that you can to help you. Because once you face it, it's gonna be like, you ever remember that? If for anybody out there that played Batman Arkham Asylum. Remember that part with Scarecrow? Like, how it was very different. It felt like you and him, like, very personal.
Yeah.
Like, you was in his realm basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was you were playing by his rules basically. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be when you fighting these monsters. So if you fighting a vampire, you like, cause and they got, of course they got vampires, werewolves, all different types of stuff. But I'm gonna use a vampire for example since it's popular. If you fight a vampire, once he gets to the point where he's tracking the dude down, and going back to the example earlier, he finds the son hanging from a tree, and he has no blood in him, like he's done. You know what I'm saying? And you see the bite marks and stuff like that, then you can kind of figure out what it is and where it is. Another thing is about where tracking out where the stuff is. So you eventually find it. You do what you got to do. Take your potions. Take whatever you need to defeat the thing. So it's a lot of. It's almost like going back to Batman. It's almost like you're Batman of that world because you investigating on the metaphor would be in Batman would be a criminal. You investigating on him and what he did, and then you eventually go out and pursue that person and then face off with them. It's that kind of feeling going on, but now you dealing with a game with the graphics. It's just gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind, dog. You're gonna be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a game that not only the graphics look good, but like I said, the destruction, and you're dealing with a game that has all these different new next gen features that you haven't really seen in the last gen. So you're going down that forest that feels like Sleepy Hollow type vibe with the fog and stuff, and everything just feels real. You immersed. You there. You know what I'm saying? You alone in this forest, and something's gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? So, and it can come from anywhere. So I think that idea is just hot. The idea that they're going about it, and like I said, I had hands on with Witcher 2. I know that game had a good story. I know that the voice acting was on point, the story was on point. The only reason why I didn't get to finish playing it because I got sidetracked at the time. But that doesn't correlate to me not liking the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about that. Next one, The Order. Now this one is gonna be very brief because yeah, yeah. That's the game right there, dog. That's what the talk of the town is right now. That's what the people are talking about. To me, when I see The Order, I feel like I'm watching one of those movies, kind of like Van Helsing, um, where you end a time where it's a very vulnerable time because you don't have the technology. Well, according to what the developers are saying, they do have some sort of technology, but it's not like on the levels of like what you think it is. It feels very like back in the day type vibe. Like over there in London, people sipping on their tea. They going to balls, masquerade type vibe. You know what I'm saying? And it's just they saying that the people you're supposed to be fighting is like some type of monsters or something, whatever. Or they actually I think are just basically mutants, like from X-Men. They like mutants, like they people, but they had some type of genetic thing going on, whatever. So you fight them, you end up going on. I guess you track them. It's not much about the game that we know about, but I'm guessing that what I got pictured. I'm just going by what I got pictured in my mind on what it's going to be and what I hope it's going to be. So I'm thinking that it's going to be one of those, you track the things down, kind of like I said in The Witcher, and you face off with it, or whatever. But you're very vulnerable, not too vulnerable, but you vulnerable to the point where you do need to look over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You do need to take extra precautions when you're going about this thing and think about what you're doing instead of just running and gunning and going around the map and just shooting everything up. I really hope it's not one of those games. I really do.
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah, and I hope it doesn't go too far west or whatever you want to call it, left, west. Because yeah. Because
That's kind of hot. I think I might have to take that.
yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't want it to be okay. We start out with this story, which is cool. You got the whole foggy, mysterious type vibe. You got to fight these monsters and stuff. To now you fighting aliens. Now you're trying to take over the world. I mean,
Please
it's
don't.
like what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want it to be one of those like crazy veer off. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in this lane, have its own identity. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the order. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be hot. Next one in line, I would say is Dragon Age Inquisition. Um, I'm only putting this game on the list because the second one was garbage. You know, the only good thing about that game, in my opinion, not the story was okay. Wasn't even all that great. The combat was very fun, but it was very repetitive. Same enemies, same dungeon, same everything. So I'm giving I'm giving Dragon Age another chance because I played the first one. It was such a masterpiece that I'm like, wow. Because the things like I think I mentioned one of the other podcasts. Thing about Dragon Age is that it's very mature. It's very like you would think, oh yeah, this is a place where dwarves and dragons and stuff like that. That's very childy. You know what I'm saying? That's very kiddie or whatever. But at the end of the day, like when you playing the game, the stuff that they go through, the how out of hand it could be when it comes to like the gore, and it's not even about the gore. It's about the implied stuff. It's about I can't even spoil anything about that game, but it's like almost watching an episode of Breaking Bad. Like it's some implied stuff like wow, like it's that deep, it's that real. You know what I'm saying? So um I mean, if they could capture, because I wanted to give an example, but I was like, forget it. But if they could capture what they did in Dragon Age 1, they could capture that magic that they had, that mojo, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because it was top notch writing, top notch voice acting. I'm not going to say the gameplay was top notch, but you know what's funny? Remember what I said about Dragon Age 2? That they got the gameplay right? So all they got to do is just match that into Dragon Age Inquisition and bring that story and everything else from the first one and mash it all together and have that one. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to move on to the next one, which is the Division. The Division.
Woo, hoo, hoo,
Yeah,
hoo.
yeah, yeah. The Division is a game. When I first saw it, it made me feel like a episode. It's not even an episode. Real life. Walking through New York. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. Just the first thing that hits you when you look at the Division is the graphics, hands down. You know what I'm saying? The graphics is just something that we never really saw. Not that amount of detail. We've seen some good games in the last gen, but not that amount of detail. Where everything looks great, not even good. Because I feel like everything in Uncharted looks evenly good. But if you were to take the next level, that's what the Division is. You know what I'm saying? Graphically. Now, I want there's some I think it's really the thing that attracted me the most because a lot of people don't know about it. We don't know that much information about it, whatever. Yet again, the developer strike again, back what I was talking about earlier. But in any case, we don't know much about it. But what we do know is that the engine, and I think that's the most attractive thing for most people, the engine is really good. They got the realistic snow coming in and out, melting when it needs to melt, forming when it needs to form. I mean, you like let's say you shooting cardboard or you shooting wood or whatever. You're gonna see the bullet holes go through it, and then you're gonna see the light come through the bullet holes. So you're gonna be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? The game really appreciated that I did that instead of being just like a black mark on a thing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have the destruction, shooting out tires, shooting out windows, stuff like that. So it's gonna be crazy. And then of course it's an online experience, so you playing with your buddies. So that's another attractive thing about it. Um, so it's a mysterious game for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I don't know what it is, but I know it's gonna be good. That's the type of vibe I get from the Vision. Next game I got is actually the next two games that I got literally just came on this list within a week, like a week ago. Why? Because they was announced about a week ago.
It was all good just a week
Week
ago.
ago, you know what I'm saying? So the first one that I'm about to say right now is a game called Evolve. Scholar probably don't even know about this game.
I don't know none about what you're talking about right now.
Yep. You know how I found out about this game, Scholar?
How'd you find out?
I found out by a big red magazine.
Thought
That
you were
was
gonna say the big red monster king.
it's Kane. You know what's funny? The monster looks like Kane. No, but yeah, it is a big red monster on the front cover. That's hilarious that you said that. But yeah, it's a big red magazine that was on my front porch. Picked it up and it said Evolve. Once I opened it up and started reading, it was over. That's probably my most anticipated game, and it's actually in competition with Witcher 3, if it is what I think it's gonna be. Evolve. What is it? It's a 4-player versus 1 online game. 4-player, yeah, 4-player versus
It's a
1.
handicap match.
What do you think? But what do you try to make sense? I actually want to see what other people's reaction to that is. How you think that's gonna work? Like, what do you think it is? Like, how can you take 4 players and put them against 1 and make it cool?
If it ain't WWE, I already know.
I like that answer. That's an
handicap
entertaining answer. That's an entertaining answer right there. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you 4 people. We call hunters. Got different roles. Got a medic, of course, just like the typical games. You got a medic. You got an assault guy. You got a special one called a hunter, I think, and you got some other one. I don't know, maybe a sniper or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
All against, guess what?
The monster.
Yes, one
Who's the
big monster.
What is it? What kind of monster?
That's the thing about it.
Nobody
The
knows.
monster. Why is it called Evolve?
Oh shoot! I was just about to ask you that. So it's a shapeshifter?
All right, what it is, it's all right. This is what it comes down to. The game. You ever see? Did you see the movie King Kong?
Which one?
No, the newest one with Black Jack.
I bought that for wifey. You know, I don't know if I wait. Was there another one that came out? Because the one I got is like maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah, all right.
They came with the King Kong game and it was terrible.
Yeah, I never
and people were getting achievements like nothing in 2 hours. They got 1,000. Well, anyways, yeah, that movie. So you say you've seen it, right?
No, I never seen it.
Or you never seen it? Okay,
No.
all right. And that movie, you're like,
It's
yeah.
funny you said that. I just pulled that out the box, like, oh, remember?
Oh, watch it. It's a classic. It's something that you're gonna want to watch. But it's actually on it's on the level of Avengers. When it comes to action and stuff like that, it's on the level of Avengers and all those big movies and Avatar and stuff.
It looks good too.
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, it's compared to movies today. Like,
and that was DVD era too. So.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
So, and I use that word, awesome.
Use it.
Yeah. So all right, let me get back to the topic.
Yeah.
So, I can't believe we just had a tangent on the side. All right, so in that movie, the example? I'm just going to still, even if you've seen it or not seen it, I'm just going to explain what was going down in the movie and correlate it to this. In that movie, there were scenes where you're like, oh yeah, King Kong, that's the dude, dog. I mean, he's a huge, nothing can mess with King Kong, right? Because you see him, he coming out, he beating his chest, he 100 feet tall and stuff like that. But this party is some people, all right, put it like this. If somebody actually knew about Evolve and they were listening to me right now, they were like, damn, that's a hell of a reference. You're like, yo, King Kong is the master of the universe. Because he's so big, nothing can mess with him, he's strong. Then you start to watch the movie. You start to realize that King Kong is out there in the world of monsters.
he He the little dog.
Yeah, he not the
He's
little
soft.
dog. He could hold himself. He could
Uh,
hold himself over. But it's a struggle. It ain't easy.
yeah,
Easy living out there. Because there are some crazy stuff going on. Some huge, crazy insects looking things,
yeah.
centipedes. Imagine like a 300 long inch, I mean, not I said inch, 300-foot long centipede. Or you got dinosaurs. Of course, you got the dinosaurs in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Big T-Rex looking thing. Big, it's bigger than the T-Rex. Way bigger than the T-Rex. But my whole point is
So these monsters in this game is 100. They deal on that King Kong level. They on 100 feet.
and this is gonna be the ultimate metaphor. You remember I said it was 4 versus 1?
Yeah.
The one guy, he's King Kong, but he's living in a world where there's a whole bunch of other monsters. So you start off the game small, right? Not too big. You all right. You chilling. You got all these different types, and it's different. They only showed us one monster that you play as, and I would have been fine with just that one.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it's more different types, like how you play, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Start out with this one. This monster. What does it have at its ability? Of course, the graphics is gonna blow your mind. That's already hands down. This next gen. I seen some screenshots. I was like, "Is that real life? Like, are you serious?" All right. They say that he's gonna be able to climb.
Oh, they already wow. They already showing you
No, they didn't.
screenshots.
They didn't. Oh yeah, the screenshots is in the magazine, of course. Oh yes, concept, in game. Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
So, they say that you're gonna be able to, do the cool things that you would think a monster gonna do, like climb up the rock faces and stuff like that. But when they explain in this game, I got the whole vibe that you're out there in the jungle. You're a monster. You do what monsters do. You hunt and kill other monsters and stuff like that. But since you're a disruption, these hunters come out to try to kill you, right? Now, it feels like the Predator. If you wanted to get an experience close to the Predator, that's what it is. And I feel like the way they talk, I feel like the maps are going to be huge. It's going to be its own world. It's probably not even going to be a map. It's going to be a world, a big jungle full of like dangerous monsters and stuff. Because, all right, this is what they said. They said that you could be running around with your buddies, because it's co-op, of course, with the 4 people, and you see something huge move in the bushes or whatever, and you get worked up. You like, nah, man, what is that, dog? What is that? So you start bucking off. Come to find out, that's not the monster. That's just a creature that's living in this world. As a matter of fact, that creature might have not even attacked you, because you don't know what kind of creature it is. Maybe it's one of those creatures that ain't even really riled up like that.
Yeah.
Just attack you.
Passive.
Yeah. So, or it could be something that do try to kill you or whatever. But you, at the end of the day, what you left thinking is you think that's the dude that you're supposed to be killing. You think that's the monster. Whatever. So, it's funny. I mentioned the giant centipedes, but then one of the screenshots they had giant centipedes. So I like, man, they got the whole experience from the movie and they put it in the game. So, like I said, as a monster, you're gonna be able to. The particular monster they show, he has like a huge. Well, he does. I don't think he has a tail in the beginning. I think once you evolve, you start to get more things that's part of you that you can use. So, like I said, the tail. You probably don't have a tail in the beginning, but you eventually get a long tail, and I think you can like slam people with it and stuff like that. So you can pick dudes up, slam them, throw them, pick up a rock, launch it like the Hawk in the movies. Climb up the rock faces of a cliff. This particular one, he had like this thing like inside of him that makes him breathe like fire or lava or whatever it is. So he has a lot of stuff to his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? That could really wreak up havoc. And as the 4 people, you got to work as a team. You really got to work as a team, because they say once you start to separate, like if you work together, you're gonna be like really powerful. Once you start to separate and start arguing and knock away, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then they got you're gonna be able to track in that game. So I guess you got these different devices that check the atmosphere or whatever, the air, to see if it got the fumes of the monster. You're gonna be able to track his footprints and all that. I'm really a fan of tracking and stuff like that because it really gets you into the experience. So um yeah, so as a monster, how are you gonna evolve? What do you think? How are you gonna evolve? Do you kill the other people that you fighting against? That's players, or you go around and drink some
Mm.
water.
Jesus, boy. I don't know. Tell me.
Now you go around and you eat other animals. So you go around, you eat other animals, you get bigger, stronger, and I think it's 3 stages, right?
Hmm.
You gotta it's almost like knack. You know your favorite game, knack? The bare bones type dude, and then matter of fact, the bare bones one is not really bare bones.
Hmm.
He's still something to
Ain't
worry
nothing to play
about.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, something to worry about. Then you got the one that's slightly bigger with more horns and stuff like that. It's crazy. And then you got the like 80 foot tall
Hmm.
monster Godzilla
Hmm.
out
Hmm.
there roaming about out there in the bushes. You don't even know you in the jungle.
Hmm.
So anything can happen, dog. So like I said, the vision that I got in my head for this game, if that's what translate into the game, which I think it is, I got a thing like when it comes to games where I can predict things.
Hmm.
So a lot of times I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna be nothing. But this time I think it's legit. I think that's why it's the first magazine cover of the year of 2014. It's the makers of Left 4 Dead, but they specialize for the people that did play Left 4 Dead. They specialize. Oh, what's funny? You don't like first person, right?
Hmm.
That's what the monster is.
First person.
Third person.
Oh, word.
Yeah, the
The
people
whole
are
game.
first person.
The people are first. The monsters in third.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder
So
why they did it like that.
because he said it himself. He said that you a huge monster like this, and you a monster, dog. People want to look at it. And so people don't want to see his hands. People want to see him picking up the rock and throwing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
So and just bossing it. So yeah. So they got it in third person, dog. They got it in third person. So it's something that anybody can play, um, and get comfortable with and play it. As a matter of fact, I think this game. They said they've been working on this game for 3 years. They said they've been playing this game for 3 years straight. I'm talking about like back and forth. It's a multiplayer game, so they've been playing each other in the studio back and forth for 3 years straight. So it was
It's a
saying
story. Is a story too, or is it all
they
multi?
say they do have a story.
Oh,
They say they don't specialize in stories. That's not a huge thing that they do, but they
yeah.
have something in there, for a story, to fill in that void. But they're not talking about it right now.
Okay.
Um, so they do have something in there though. But I think this game is going to end up turning out being a competitive game. Competitive game. It's going to be how it's probably not going to be at like tournaments, but I would say it's going to be on the levels of Gears of War. For those of you listening, I was talking to SchollA earlier, and I was telling SchollA that Gears of War was a competitive game where people can make up a tournament. Like I will see tournaments at GameStop or somebody house at somebody, little party or get together, whatever. They have a little wild out tournament with it. But at the end of the day, it's not like something like serious. That I think that's the role to evolve. I truly think that this game is going to get to the point where people start to get the mechanics and they're going to start to understand how it works, and it's going to be like, okay, I'm going to try to work this to try to be on top and be the best. You know what I'm saying? So That's another thing I like about it. But I like the whole it just sounds different. Everything about it just sounds different from anything that we experienced last generation. Or just period. I never experienced no game like that. No, I take that back. I experienced one game like that on PC. It's called Primal Carnage. It's about the dinosaurs. You play as
Mm-hmm.
you play against people or you can play as dinosaur. But the thing about Primal Carnage is that you're playing with a full team of dinosaurs. So you got some people that's flying around. You got some T Rexes out there, some raptors, But the feeling of dog is crazy. What's funny is most people didn't have the opportunity to play a game like this. The closest they got to it was Gears of War, the Beast mode in there, where you actually get to play as like the monster. And Left 4 Dead had it too, where you get to play as like the little
Zombie.
zombie things or whatever. But that's the closest that people really got to like playing as the Beast. You
What
know what I'm
about Dead Space?
saying?
Then
Dead
they
Space,
then they allow you to be the
Dead
them
Space
alien
was
thingies.
the only one that you can do that, and I heard it was pretty bad. Yeah, yeah, I heard it was bad. So this game, like I say, with Primal Carnage, it gets wild. Cause you see, are you here? You in the jungle, right? You got bushes. It's not that good of a visibility or whatever. But all you really hear is screaming and roars and death. That's what you hear, dog. That's what you hear. It's chaos. I mean, but it's nice though because if you could get a coordinated team going on, you could have like, and it's sad that this one that you can't really have more than one monster. That would have been cool, but in Primal Carnage, you get a coordinated team on. You know how in the movies, how like three raptors working together and they all circling the people.
Mm-hmm.
They just come out of the bushes and go at one time. Like this one goes on that guy, and this one goes on the other guy, all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a hit. It's like a hit from Breaking Bad when he hit all those people in the jail in the 2 minute period. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to capture that same type of vibe, but it's just going to be more personal. It's going to be more personal, but I think it is going to get more chaos, especially with all the creatures they got going on in the background that can actually do damage to you too. That can mess up. They could sabotage your stuff. You could be fighting him, and then some other creature you start shooting you in the crossfire. You hit one of them, then you start a stampede or something, or you hit this one crazy monster that goes crazy and starts messing with your thing when you're trying to kill the dude. The dude might be injured. He probably get away. It's just so much stuff going on that could go on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spend that much more time on Evolve, but yeah, that's the game that is probably gonna be that game. You know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be that go-to game this year. And luckily, it's on. I think it's only on next gen, so it's on PS4. It's not one of those. Oh, we're gonna do it on PS3 and Xbox and port it over. No, I think it's a legit next gen game. So Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So I might get it on the console depending on who my friends that want to play it. Like if that much people want to play it and get into it, yeah, that's gonna be. I think this is the next Gears of War, basically. But in any case, the next one, this one caught me by surprise too. Remember that game, the little game that people hated called Alien Colonial Marines?
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
people hated that. I don't remember. I forgot.
I can't believe you said that, dog. People despise that game.
I forgot the end that was about that game.
They despise that game. They were saying it's the worst game ever. That shit was ever, dog. It was crazy. People was going in. So they got this new game coming out.
They tried again.
Nope, not them, but some other group
Okay.
got this new game coming out called Alien Isolation. What do you think that one's about?
Alien Isolation.
You go. Man, you hit it right on there. All right. So basically, I think you playing as Ripley in the game. I'm almost certain you playing as
Oh,
Ripley.
they basing it off the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think no, it's not one of those literal 1-to-1. This is
Right.
on the game.
Right. They just that world. They using the world.
Yeah. But I think what it comes down to, what it really comes down to, The entire game, it's just you and the alien. So you're gonna have some slow moments. You're gonna have some suspenseful moments. You're gonna have some moments where you walking through the hallway and you thought you heard something and you thought you saw something, but you didn't really see it. Then you got your little, the little tracker, motion sensor in your little hand that you pull up every now and then to see, just check up on things. And I guess you try to make your way and get off the station, maybe because for some reason there's nobody on the station. At least from what they showed us, there's nobody on the station. She's alone. So, but she's trapped on there with something that killed. Of course, everybody knows the alien, something that killed everybody. So you're going through the game, you know what I'm saying, in the dark or whatever, trying to do what you got to do. The thing I love about this game is, guess what? Remember what David Cage used to do? Well, I guess what he still does. You know what he did with Heavy Rain?
What?
You know how like you in Heavy Rain, like you can die
Oh,
if
word?
you mess up. But it's if you mess up a certain way, you can't just do anything. Pretty much. You know how like in some games they let you get away with doing anything and you'll be okay. So let me give you an example. All right, you hiding behind this little box, right? You see the aliens in the same room as you, and you see this door, right? You think that okay, my plan is to just run to the door, open it, and then get out of Dodge. It's gonna be that easy. But the door is kind of far away, and he's faster than you. It's obvious. So, but you think since it's a video game, they gonna let me do it anyway? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing I'm talking about. You run to the door, and he grabs you by your leg and rip you to shreds. You know what I'm saying? So you really be gotta be quick on your feet, but you gotta be smart about your decisions. Maybe you gotta wait a little bit more to see what he does to try to get an advantage on him. You know what I'm saying? So it has the whole survival horror vibe, but it also has like cat and mouse type thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have much games got with that going on. And of course, I
So
like
what's
it.
your goal? To get off the planet alive, I guess.
I think it's a ship. You on a ship.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess your goal is they didn't say really much about it, but that's that's always the goal in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, the alien ate all your crew members, and you the only one left, and you gotta guess survive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a cat and mouse type game. So that is my list.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been more. I'm not even gonna mention those names. Could have been more. Everybody know what the obvious games are coming out. The games that people love, but sadly, that's the end of my list because I think the game. I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be real. Personally, the games that I think that people would like really going crazy about, I don't think they're gonna be that great. You know,
Mm.
they might be good games, but I don't think they're gonna be great games. My opinion. Um, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. I might be wrong, but yeah, out of this list, you already know what it comes down to. Try to
I
guess.
I already know definitely what's in there because of the powerful statement you made earlier.
Mhm.
So Witcher 3 has to be in it.
All right.
Um, and the Division. That's my guesses.
Nah, man, you was right on one. Nah, it's Evolve, man.
Evolve. Wow.
Witcher 3 and Evolve. I actually put Evolve over the Witcher 3. I mean, over Division for the simple fact that it's bringing so much newness, so much freshness. Yeah, the Division is nice, but yeah, we had a lot of shooters. You know what I'm saying? We had
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
person shooters going around, whatever. Even if you switch it up a little bit and say that we all online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you.
Um, and because what I'm doing is I'm going all right. The situation with Witcher 3 is that Witcher 3 is something that I know is going to be good. Evolve is something I think is going to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Matter of fact, both games gonna be great. Well, I think it's gonna be great. But Witcher 3 is more of knowing, and Evolve is more about thinking.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I were to break it down and say if Evolve was what I think it's gonna be, versus Witcher 3 how it is and what my thoughts are on that, I would still say Evolve is the winner. Why? Because I done had a lot of RPGs where you fighting monsters and you got swords and you got magic and stuff like that. I done had a lot of that. Something I didn't have is that whole feeling of being in the jungle and you on your own. You know what I'm saying? On an Avatar type vibe. Remember the movie Avatar?
Yeah, I ain't see that
Yeah.
either, by the way.
Huh?
I said I ain't see that either, by the way.
Oh, you ain't see? Oh man, you crazy. Crazy. But yeah,
So it's really about that life.
yeah, it's really about that
It's
life.
not. It's not about the glitz and the glamour of the CG.
Ain't about all that, dog. What
The
it really-
story and everything is great.
Oh, you talking about the movie now?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh yeah. Basically, the story is uh you know when the pilgrims came here. Oh, I'm talking about on the first colonization.
The first.
The first colonization. I ain't talking about no cowboys and Indians. I'm
Right,
talking
right.
about first colonization, Pocahontas type vibe. You know what I'm saying? When they first got here and they was mixing it and they was trying to take over the land, that's basically what Avatar is.
Okay,
That's basically what Avatar is. Oh no, that movie.
I had to check it out.
Ooh, that movie. And then it's played by one of my favorite actresses that I got a crazy crush on. She's Dominican too. Woo.
Oh, what's her name? Zonda,
Yeah,
Zandana,
I think
something.
it's Rosie Dawson or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I know you're
You
talking
know what
about.
I'm talking about. Yeah. Huh.
She was actually on the show. I was actually watching 106. She was promoting. They saying they talking about doing part 2.
Oh no, they doing 3 more.
Oh, they doing.
Maybe even 5 more.
Mm.
That's what Cameron said. Definitely 3. Definitely gonna be 4 avatars. But he said he might keep going even after that, depending on the situation. So yeah, they just getting started.
All right.
But
So
yeah,
basically, that game is Avatar to you. It has the Avatar feel.
It's
to it.
Avatar is King Kong. So those 2 movies, boy, that's perfect.
Avatar
Not only
meets
for
King
you,
Kong.
not only for you, but for anybody that's listening. If you didn't see those movies or you want to brush up on them, watch both of those movies again, and you're gonna understand what I think Evolve is gonna be. You're gonna be like, wow, yes, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's probably gonna top anything out there. But that's the thing, though. It's all about, and this is the first one. You know how they like to do the whole sequel thing.
Mhm.
So this is how it works. I'm just going a little bit off topic, just to have some, some juice in here. But really, how it works is, and I'm sure you already know this, but some people probably don't know this that's listening. That the companies, the publishers, the ones that fund the project, they give them a set amount of money, right? And once they give them a set amount of money, they have to work within that budget. So they have to build the project that they feel like is best, that suits them. But if they don't have a lot, they're gonna have to make some sacrifices. So all they worried about is being successful, so they can make that other one and give their real vision of what they thought it was gonna be. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's why, and I hate to mention this game, but that's why I think Titanfall is not gonna be that great. Not because the game itself and the mechanics is not fresh and new and nice, and I don't think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's because of the budget, since it's the first game that Infinity Ward did in a long time, and they don't have that big of a budget. That, for one, I think that's why the graphics don't look as good as they do. I mean, should, for the next gen, quote unquote next gen. But I also think that they had to make some sacrifices on a lot of things, like as far as, how they built the game, 6v6, stuff like that. They just had to make sacrifices. So just to get their foot in the door. so to speak. So, having that said, they are probably gonna hit, and they probably gonna make the game crazy good in the future. And that just brings me to another thing. There's like two types of sequels out there. There's sequels that actually do improve and give the original concept behind what the developer was thinking in the first place. Which is, I would give if I had to give an example, I would say Halo 2 falls under that category. Because hands down, Halo 2 was better than, in my opinion, better than Halo 1. Another one was Uncharted 2, of course. That's hands down. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's literally what I'm talking about. How you go from Uncharted 1 and I believe, now I'm just going to use Uncharted as an example. I believe that Naughty Dog had in mind that they had in mind, like, Uncharted 2 was what they thought about when they thought about Uncharted. But they probably couldn't make all that because they didn't have the budget in the beginning. So they couldn't make all that craziness that was going on in Uncharted 2. But you best believe once they had that little foot on the door and they was a little successful, they did what they had to do in Uncharted 2. You know what I'm saying? So even if this one is not like exactly what I'm thinking about, I think it's going to be close enough to actually get to the point where they can get in that position to make something I was thinking about. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just how I feel about the whole situation.
So
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's on you now.
it's my go.
Yeah.
Woo, child. Things will get a little easier. Well, going into my list, I was scared that I wouldn't have a list because I ain't no games coming out. But I looked again and I came up with some lists. Now my list is interesting because I got like things on here that I'm it's not really must-haves, but I got my eye on. Then I got stuff that is no-brainers. I got stuff on here that may not even come out.
Right.
It's a lot of things going on my list. I got even a game in here that I didn't even know was the actual game. So
that's crazy, dog.
So with that said, I am anticipating Madden 14.
Wow, you serious?
It might be my number one most anticipated game of 2014. No, I'm joking.
That's hilarious.
My list is I guess I'll just go random.
Okay.
Deep Down. Deep Down intrigues me because Deep Down looks next gen to me. That's probably one of the games that I saw. One that I was like, this sounds be above anything that's on these consoles currently. Problem is though, and as we talked about earlier, no gameplay. So people do not believe that what they was looking at is actual gameplay. So they're just gonna have to prove that it is. But aside from that, it's dealing in. It looks like it's gonna be dealing in sorcery and so that lore.
Yeah.
Dragons.
Knights.
Knights. Yeah, all that good stuff. So it looks very good. Now the other problem I'm having, and it seems like it's gonna be a trend this gen, is that this game looks like it's only online. It doesn't have a story. It's just dudes running around with swords. I don't even know how the dragons come. I don't know if the people are the dragon or the player being a dragon, or is it AI? Yeah. And you just in that world, and you might run into a dragon. And you're not. I don't know. But it looks interesting. I'm keeping my eye on it. It's not something that the fact that it's free to play too, I think now. So that's even scaring me more. I should be like, yay, but that free to play stuff makes me think they're not gonna go all out. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and it's not full budget.
it's not full budget. It's just throw it out there type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
A throwaway. Because the way the game looks, it don't look like it's supposed to be a throwaway. It looks like it's supposed to be a full-fledged AAA title. But
Mm-hmm.
the way they selling it now is no, it's not really. I know we get, we hyped y'all up with that trailer, but it's not really gonna be that, man. We just gonna give it to y'all.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on with that game, but it's a game nonetheless. I'm keeping my eye on. Next game, Infamous Second Son.
Right.
I think I'm done with Infamous, but because I liked the core of the first one and I like the second one too.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it could be more of the same in this one, which is not a good thing. But I have to keep my eye on it on the strength that I like the first two games. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what they're gonna do with it. If it delivers, then I'll be all over that. What else is out there? Interestingly enough, and probably my least looked at game, or the game that I have my least eye on, but nonetheless it intrigued me a little bit, and that's Mad Max.
I thought you were gonna say Madden again.
Mad Max, but I'm hearing some stupidness about that too. Like it might just be all online.
I think I understand. I respect your opinion, but honestly, I don't. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not it probably doesn't even deserve to be on this list. But why I put it there is because when I saw the trailer and he walked up on the dude, snuffed him through a cigarette, drove off. And Mad Max, I'm familiar with the movie, that world. So it's one of the things, okay, let me see what y'all gonna do with it before I toss it to the side. So I got my eye on that game.
Right.
Oh my gosh, this game right here, Watch Dogs.
All right.
This game right here disappointed me so. I thought this was gonna be the greatest game ever made, and now it's looking like a generic open world game. Nonetheless, I think the problem I really have with Watch Dogs, why I'm not over the top with it yet, is because they didn't give me any story, and that's what I want. All I see is the dude walking around doing like GT. It reminds me of GTA after you finish the game. Like you just in the city and run around.
Yeah.
It's like you just doing things randomly. Like it's like GTA with hacking.
That's a good example.
That doesn't intrigue me. So I'm really hoping that the story that they sold in the beginning really has depth to it and it really delivers. If it does, then I'm on that one. Now, what else? What else was I looking at? Oh, The Dark Sorcerer. That's the game I was telling you about when using the Force Cage.
Oh yeah, I seen the tech.
Yeah. So exactly what you just said is what I thought it was, a tech demo. But when I looked it up, it said a game. So I'm like, is this a game now? I don't know if the people spoke and they just said, let's just make a game out of it, or it's always supposed to be a game, but it was promoted as a tech demo at first. I don't know. But in any case,
I'm curious though. I want to know what you think. Like as far as now you curious about it, right?
Yeah.
But in the trailer, I mean, the tech demo, you seen it. Like he was all serious in the beginning, and then he got all
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I was wondering, like, if you wanted to play a game, because at the end of the day, I think he was just an actor.
Yeah.
You know
That's what he was.
So
he was on set.
Even though
that yeah, exactly. That right there. Imagine you're an actor, and you go and you
play all different types of things.
Right. But so now that actually probably is not even the game. Maybe the game is some deep other stuff. Right? That'd be crazy, right?
Imagine that, dog. Like you playing like something like Uncharted, right? At least it feels like Uncharted. You're going through the map. You get to the cut the scene. Go to the next one. You start playing a Red Dead style game. Dun 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 dun. And then it was like cut. Next scene. It's crazy, dog.
Yeah. That's it's Cage, so you know he doing. You know his brain is extra.
Yeah.
So I want to see what he's gonna do with this game, and the graphics look phenomenal. Like the dude, the green monster, the little
But
midget
yeah.
thingy.
Mm-hmm.
It really it had the quality. The Hobbit, whatever. It had the quality of a Yoda. Like
Okay.
like you felt like I could touch his
Yeah.
his skin. Like it was crazy. Like the fidelity in that game was phenomenal.
Right.
So I'm hoping that the next gen looks more like his game and less like whatever is out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I want to see what he's gonna do with this game. Basically, whatever he come out with for this gen, I want to see what he's gonna do. I am hoping I want to play this Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
People getting this. I'm getting mixed. I'm getting the game is.
I've seen a lot
Is
of
it
reviews on that game, and I heard it's not all that great.
right? That's what
Okay.
I heard. But the streets is telling me this game is phenomenal.
Mm.
I think I even seen a corporate review when they was like, "Yo, this game is actually good." Um,
No,
me,
I'm talking about. That's all I really watched. The streets.
yeah, streets was this. I'm getting more from the streets. Like, yo, I'm asking them, yo, how's this game? How's this game? They like, yo, the game is good. It's like, especially if you like Heavy Rain, you're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, word. So I'm gonna have to check out Beyond, um, and see what's going on. But what turned me off from Beyond is that like the slow motion things he added, that's the effects he added, like somebody swing a punch at you and you do the Matrix, like you go and you just slow down and then you swing or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm really thinking he made, and I was a big advocate of Heavy Rain. When everybody was turning their eye to it as far as the gameplay or the lack thereof, I was like, it's perfect. But with Beyond, it comes off more as a hindrance. Like, why am I quick timing through this? Especially, I got excited for the game because he was like, it's gonna be less quick time and more gameplay.
Mm.
So, but it felt like it's more than Heavy Rain. I felt Heavy Rain was creative with their quick time. I felt like this was just, what are you doing? But of course, I got to play the game because I don't know that little slice that I got. I don't know if it's telling of the whole game.
Right.
But in any case, I've heard a couple of good things about it. Why I even bring up Beyond is because I'm wondering, is he going to continue in that trend where all his games are going to be quick time?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he going to actually make a game that's traditional or
Yeah.
whatever, or mix it up or whatever the case may be? So I want to see what he's going to do with Dark Sorcerer, if that's even a real game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one. What else I got here? Of course, the two that you mentioned, the Division, that looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm hoping it has a story. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people, this is Ubisoft has been showing a lot of people the online component, basically,
Right.
or you just strolling through the city. But what a lot of people, I don't know if people follow deep down the Division from the beginning, where they told us intricate story on how everything is going, how this thing is going to be set up, and I was like, yo, I'm in.
Yeah.
And basically, a virus broke out in the city, and these dudes that got quarantined, not the guys you're playing with, but the city itself. A lot of people was told to leave the city, or they got quarantined in because it was moving at an epidemic rate. It was an epidemic going through the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I really loved is how they set it up. The whole thing is supposed to take place on Black Friday, and how people caught the virus by the exchanging of money.
Right.
So I felt like that was genius. I was like, oh, the virus is being spread through money. People touching the money is exchanging hands, and then on Black Friday, on a day where shop encouraged,
Yeah.
shopping is at an all-time high. Is mad people in and out, frantic, in and out the store. The cashiers touching the money, the people touching the money, exchanging the money, coming out of the bank, and then you might be shaking hands, hugging, all this. So I was like, wow, this is gonna be phenomenal. And then I guess they send this team in to
Hmm.
go investigate and try to figure out how to stop it from spreading. So I'm like, yo, that's a game I could get into, and then show you the game, and visually it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the next step, right?
Then he broke my heart when he said, "Yo, this is online," almost hinting that it's online only, and I was like, "Oh, please don't let it be online only." If it's online only though, it's so good. It looks so good and look like it's gonna play so good that I might, for the first time in my career,
Hmm.
buy an online only game.
Yeah,
But I'm really hoping it's a story that's attached to this game because they could do so much with that world.
I'm sorry to tell you, man, but I forgot about this, and I should have mentioned this a little earlier when I mentioned Division. But
All right,
I'm hearing rumors that it might not come out this year.
that what?
That it might not come out this year.
Division?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that it's still kind of early on in its cycle, and there's no way that it can come out this year. So I don't know if that was a legit source, but that's something to think about.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's not surprising because it was supposed to come out, and I think it was supposed to come out in March
Hmm.
initially, maybe even last year.
Nah,
Um,
that was last year. That's a next
but
gen
def-
game.
but definitely, no. When I say last year was like yesterday. So,
Hmm.
but I mean, it was one of them games that's supposed to come in that first launch window. So
Hmm.
probably like March, maybe it was the set date. And I think they pushed it back to late 2014. So it's not all the way crazy to believe that they'll just keep pushing it all the way back until 2015.
Right.
But I don't. So I'm you always get split with that. You always have mixed feelings with that because you want to play the game. It looks so good, but then you know that if they push it back, that's hopefully time to polish it, make it better. And I think maybe they struggling with the online component. Maybe I don't know when the PS4 is supposed to kick in with the cloud.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe they're trying to line up their expectation of the game with the cloud, and they have to test. And until the cloud is launched, they can't really test it.
Hmm.
So it has something to do with that. But in any case, that game looks super phenomenal, and
Right.
I hope that it delivers because that could be our Uncharted for
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think it's gonna be without a doubt.
So, but in any case, that's one, and then the other one was uh the order,
Mm.
the order, the
So I'm
order, the
still in all your games, huh?
order. Stole all my games, man. The order is intriguing me real heavy right now. Like
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
dudes riding through London in the fog, that classic
Hmm.
American Werewolf in London fog, that classic aura. You don't know what's in that fog.
Behind the
Fog.
curtain. Hmm.
You riding in your carriage. By the way, I love the name, the order, because I did I found some more details on it,
Hmm.
and the order is the click.
Oh,
That
okay.
that group you see in the carriage, they are called the order,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be they're a group of knights. They're supposed to be like super knights, like the knights of all knights.
Oh, it's kind of like Knights of the Round Table.
Never seen that, but maybe like
No,
when you,
no,
it's like
that's
when
like
you
an old
yeah,
story.
yeah, I heard of it, but I never watched it. I mean,
Yeah.
I never, yeah. So these are supposed to be the knights that if you're gonna call and there's trouble in land and you need like the best of the best, you call the order.
Right.
So these guys, they and I put my thing on it and I was like, that's cool. I like the names. It sounds hot. And then it goes with the theme, which is because these half breeds have starting to string up all over the city and cause a threat to the human population. They have to maintain order or restore order. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And so they riding, the trailer, they riding through the town in the carriage, and then the classic when the horse, when the horse stop,
Yeah.
you know it's
something.
on and popping. So
You know
like what the heck is out there that he stops? So the horse stop.
Can't go no further.
Shorty like, is everything all right? The dude, what you call it, dude, the that rides the carriage, I forget the name off top.
Coach.
The coachman, yeah.
Yeah.
Coachman like, yo, everything good.
Mm-hmm.
No sooner than he says that, you hear the carriage just rock. And this man just disappears in thin air. All you see is his hat on the ground. They come out the carriage like, yo, what's going? Yo, we touched down. Whatever.
Yeah.
His hair is about to go. It's about to be on. They pull out their joints.
Mm-hmm.
That joint right there, it was a perfect setup to get you in. Right. I was like, all right, I'm in. I was a little leery about the weapon. When he fired the laser thing, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
But they explained that it's Industrial Revolution that explains that away, and that even though that exact weapon wasn't out during that time, they could have created it based on what the resources that was available.
Yeah.
And I think it was an electricity gun or something.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. It's like manipulating a light bulb. That's all it is.
Right. So I rocked out with that. I was able to easy when I got the explanation. So
as long as they put an explanation, I'm okay with it.
So now all they got and werewolves. You can't tell me nothing now. Werewolves?
Yeah.
I'm that. Okay. Anybody that knows what I do, how I live my life, werewolves is like my favorite monster of all time. Probably, definitely top 2. Probably 1. So you put that in the game, you already got my attention. Now you throw this intriguing story, this eerie town in London, classic look, feel, graphics, by the way.
Oh, it's
look
crazy.
Phenomenal.
It's crazy.
So everything is coming together. All I need is that gameplay. And I'm pretty sure, especially because of their track record doing God of War games, handheld versions, that they could deliver on the gameplay. And they look like they no joke. These look like the developers you want to rock with. These dudes, when you hear them talk, they sound like they're about history. They want to make history. They want to make you think differently about gaming. They want you to take their genre serious. They're very serious about what they do. That's the vibe they give off when they talk. So I'm very interested to see how. And it's a game like I've never really played before.
E3.
I could have that in my library and be proud. Like, yo, I got the shooter. I got this.
Right.
I know I don't have this. This type of game you ain't gonna really see like that. It's a once in a lifetime.
It's a
type
work
of
of art, man.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I'm pulling from aside from everything else, I want them to succeed. I want this game to blow. I want it to be a classic, and I want more games like it.
I think there will be.
So that's that on that one, and then a couple of games. Oh, before I even get into that, I gotta talk Kojima.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Kojima son with the Metal Gear Solid 5. That's a no-brainer. I don't even know if I could say I'm anticipating it because I'll just buy that blindly. Like, you ain't had nothing.
Just snap the name on the cover, right?
Slap your name on the cover. Who? All right, cool. I'm in. The fact that he did show the game and the game looks phenomenal first time, and the story, the way he's going with the story, you're in the hospital, your arm is yeah, you got one of your arms off is replaced by a hook. The dudes is running in the hospital, executing people. Um, you get to play a big boss. You got the little kid that looks like a real kid.
Yeah.
I don't know what he got to do with the game, but he looked like some golden child type
Yeah.
character.
Don't forget the dogs.
And oh my God,
And the
physics on
ponchos.
the ponchos. Yo, the ponchos when they was walking, it looked like real ponchos. Like I felt like I could grab the poncho off the screen.
Yeah.
So I'm Kojima. That dude is a genius. So I'm definitely that's hands down. I'm game. I'm getting.
Yeah.
I hope it sticks to his March date because that's right around the corner. That'll be a game I could rock out to for a while until some other stuff come out. But that's of course up there. Now these other two games, one is a game that hasn't even been announced, but there was rumors because I do what I do. There's rumors that this game could make its way into 2014. One has been announced, but the date hasn't been announced yet. But because of the whole 4 theme that I'm hearing that the PS4 is going for in 2014, it's possible these games could see the light of the day.
Yep.
Which is Uncharted 4
Right.
and God of War 4.
God of War.
So Uncharted got announced,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hearing it might look like what's the movie you mentioned earlier? Perfect Storm.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing it's gonna rival that. If that's the case, I mean, if it gets anywhere close to that, or
Bring us the tidal waves.
just a bigger a bigger step up over Uncharted 3 and everything we've seen in it last gen. Of course, I'm in as Naughty Dog. I was a little upset that they didn't renew their engine or build the engine
Right.
for this system, but I'm hoping they still deliver top-notch quality that I expect from them. So that's a game that if it does come out this year, that's a game I'm definitely anticipating. And of course, Sony Santa Monica God of War 4. If that, I want to see the story. I think everybody, when Ascension came out, people were hoping they got this a true prequel. I don't feel like it was a true prequel. I thought it was just thrown together just to keep us occupied until the God of War 4 came out.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody want to know what happened to Kratos. Is he dead? Is he not dead? Who pulled him off the mountain?
Mm-hmm. Who pulled that trigger?
I can only imagine what the graphics gonna look like.
Oh yeah, man.
They saying you saw that commercial when they was promoting God of War Ascension when the kid was running through the forest. This is real people.
Sadly, no, I was in the military.
Oh, that Jay. But anyway, the kid is running through the forest and he's like, his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like reenactment of real people and his story basically. And then you see all the dust come on him. Like he goes to grab her and I guess she disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the dust from her body I guess starts forming on him and it makes coats him with that classic grayish whitish dust that we know him to be.
Yeah.
Called him the Ghost. Why he got the name Ghost of Sparta. But anyway, I'm hearing that it could surpass that CG, or in that case, I think they did two. They did one with CG, and I think they did one with real people. But I'm hearing it could rival or surpass that. So I'm hoping that that's the case, and if it does see the light of day, that's definitely on my list. But and that's it. I think I named everything. Out of all of those games, I think
you in my club, man. Short list. Woo.
The short list. I think out of all of those games, it comes down to the division and the order. And I think I'm going to lean toward the order.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I think I
Yeah.
would have chose the same.
I think the order is my game that I'm very, very much looking forward to. I'm like rooting for these dudes hard body, and I want them to deliver on this game, and it's going to be an experience that I'm not used to.
Yep, it's
So
gonna happen.
I think I'm going to rock out with the order as being my most anticipated game of 2014. So with that said, you know how this goes. Every game in the world, stand up
Yes, sir.
on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
The
console
console
controls
controls
us.
us.